Hey guys, I am going to give you the first garden tour of 2020. I am using my husband's new GoPro. I have no idea how to work this thing, so hopefully this goes all right. But I just wanted to quickly show you what's going on in the garden right now as I am prepping it for planting this year. It is a hot mess right now. I've been tearing stuff out and putting stuff in. I have chickens going crazy in the background per usual. But let's go check that out. And I also just wanted to mention quick, you may have noticed I changed the name of the channel. It was Mama of the Wild Ones and it is now Wild Ones Homestead. I just think I needed something that made more sense if people were to just see the name. Mama of the Wild Ones is a little confusing and you probably think it's going to be a channel about kids. Obviously I don't really share anything of the kids on this channel. It's more about developing our homestead, so that's what it is now. Now we're going to go into the garden and I will show you what's going on right now, end of March 2020. So one of the major things I've been working on is making a stone path. Last year the weeds were crazy. I even put down a weed tarp, which I hate, and it was still crazy. So I've been digging up stones, carrying them in here and burying them in. Now I also have all of these crescent pavers that I used as borders last year, which I'm still going to use in here. I'm just going to use them more as dividers instead of complete borders. So it'll be more like that instead of squares around everything. So those have got to go. I'm working on the path over here a bit, making it a little bit wider. I can't find these matching ones, so I may have to pull out a few more to finish it off, but oh well. These are the strawberry beds, which I actually made them just a little bit wider. They were kind of mismatching sizes and I would prefer them to be equal and bigger because you can never really have big enough strawberry beds with two hungry children. These three areas are my garlic beds that I planted last year. You can see we do have some garlic coming out right here. Not a lot. I can't remember how many cloves I planted right now off the top of my head. It was over 50. I want to say it was close to 90, but I had a mole come through and go under all of these beds, so I don't know if he ate them. I'm just kind of waiting to see what pops up. So I have two elderberry plants in here and then a lot of blackberries that are going to get torn out. This is the area that I expanded into last year. That's why all the cardboard's down. So this year I will be putting topsoil on top of the cardboard, ripping out the remaining blackberry plants and using this as planting space, which is going to be really nice because it's probably at least 800 square feet that I didn't get to use at all last year because it was all blackberries. We are going to try and expand out here to add on probably another 800 feet. I need to cut, or my husband needs to cut down a few more trees and then we'll have to fence that off, but that's a project for another day. My rhubarb is planted on that fence line, but I think I'm going to move it into this area because it's kind of in the walkway on the other side, and I have this big open space that again I didn't really use last year that I think would work really nicely to put the rhubarb in. Not much going on over here. I just laid down a ton of tarp to try and keep the weeds down over winter. I did bring in some topsoil and I just covered it, but I'm gonna run topsoil all along the edges, so the edges will be flowers and then walking path and then the vegetable gardens to the inside. This was my cute little herb planter I did last year, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it again this year or not, since I'm trying to go with a more natural look. I might pull those out and try and do something with natural stone to have an herb planter in that corner. We will see. I have lots of flowers planted in here, but nothing is really coming up yet. I've had a few of my little tulips have just started breaking the ground, which I'm really excited for. Last fall was my first time ever planting tulips. Actually, it was my first time planting a lot of flowers, and this year all the seeds will be about my first time because I was never really a flower person before. I was only going to grow things that I could eat. This is mainly going to be probably my radish bed, but you can see there's a few random garlic cloves in here. That's because the previous owners had planted their garlic in here, and when I dug it up last spring, or last summer I guess, I must not have gotten all of the cloves out. So we had a few new little garlic plants pop up in here, but I'm okay with that. So yeah, I need to do some more cleaning. You know, there's still this mint needs to get cleaned up, that yarrow needs to get cleaned up. I need to pull back the dead part of the chives and let the new chives out, but it's still kind of cold, so I've been letting it stay just to keep it warmer. I don't want it to freeze and die just when I'm about to get it going. But this is where that row of rhubarb was. You can see we got a plant coming back right here. But this is ideally from here to about here going to be walking path, and then from there to there will be flowers. So that puts the rhubarb, so there's one there, and there's one right in there. It puts it right smack dab in the middle of my way. So that will have to get moved. But yeah, there's my comfrey plant already coming back. You just leave all of their mess around them. I don't know if the lavender made it or not. I can't tell. Lavender is really hard to overwinter outside here, so it's probably not alive, but a girl could dream. So yes, this is the state of my garden right now. Nothing too fancy. I need to get a lot of cleaning done, a lot of topsoil brought in, a lot of compost brought in, and then hopefully in the next week or two I will start planting. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.